Starting your week the right way, come into the FPL Green Room with me, Gianni and her, Holly Shand.
We're going to round up all of the action from game week 25 today, the second double game week that we've had in as many game weeks. We're going to talk about whether we're in the green room with our current ranks. We're going to discuss the biggest XG underperformers. We're also going to be reacting with my numbers game and Gianni's eye test report as well.
Yeah, we've got loads to go through. I mean, kicking off, Holly, it feels like since forever we've seen each other. I originally was going to maybe do the Friday Sky Sports show with you. And I saw you on there and I was up against you on the fantasy show. So we were both on air for different channels at the same time. So I couldn't do Sky because I did the fantasy show instead because that was in person rather than Zoom and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, how are you doing? It's weird not been so long since we've been together.
I know, like, have we seen each other this year? Well, I don't think we have we? I don't think I've seen you since I came for the sleepover in December.
Now the comments are going to be flowing. And I don't think I'm going to see you, am I? Until I go to Italy.
Potentially not. Have we talked about Italy on the pod yet?
No. I spoke about it on my deadline stream the other day for the first time. I mean, I tweeted about it months ago. So it's sort of, common knowledge. I mean, everyone's going to be like, why have you got a different backdrop, Gianni? Because So at the end of March, I'm moving to Italy just for 3 months. But April and May streams will be very different backgrounds and probably not very good sound quality or anything like that. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah. But no, the Sky show was good. Obviously, Mark now, because he works at Sky and produces the show, he does his bit in the studio and I'm like sandwiched on the big screen between him and Hayley. There was something playing up with the Zoom call though, and I felt like I was in a washing machine. You know, when you can hear the audio, but then like a bit of it's like a tenth of a second delayed. So I had to turn it right down and manage. They were like, yeah, it's a problem with the Zoom, but we've got 10 seconds till we're live, so you're just going to have to manage.
Wow, it's never easy, is it, when you've got Zoom, especially when one's in the studio? But always fun. I mean, there was loads to talk about. What were your moves this week? Like, what did you do? Because I went Watkins in on a -4. Did you end up selling Gakpo for Watkins?
I did. So my plan was to go from Moyes to Emery and Gordon to a Bournemouth midfielder.
Yep.
And then when we got the Gakpo news, I was like, there's no way he's going to be involved against Wolves. And I thought, that's the fixture that you want him for of the two.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to sell. So I had exact funds to go from Gakpo to Watkins.
Wow.
Gordon to Cliver. And that left me enough funds to go from Moyes to Slot.
On a
Emery.
-8 or 4?
Free transfers. I've used all my had 3 free transfers. So obviously at the moment it's massively paid off because Watkins got a 9-pointer in the first fixture. I don't really care what happens in the second game at this point. And he played 90 minutes as well. So I don't feel like I have to worry that he's not fit or anything like that.
When people were like, oh my God, will he start? Or how many minutes will he get if he does start? I'm like, guys, it's only Watkins. Like, he's always available. Like, he's gonna be
exactly.
Fine.
And then
Gordon 90 minutes versus Liverpool as well.
Yeah, Gordon to Cliver. Obviously, we had the Cliver baby news midweek, but Cliver got his assist for a 5-pointer. So I was 3 points up on that move. And at the moment, Slot is outscoring Emery by 4 points. And I just really can't see Villa getting a lot in that second game with the amount of injuries they've got.
Can't you? Because having watched Liverpool Wolves as well, and the trouble Liverpool had second half in particular, I feel like Emery, who clocked 25 shots, by the way, against Ipswich clocked 3. Like, that was a mauling. If you own Rodgers in particular, he was the biggest XG underperformer of the week so far, 0.82.
It must have been so frustrating, though, as an Emery owner. Like, at half-time, it's 0-0 and Ipswich down to 10 men. I bet you were rubbing your hands together. Although, likewise, for me with Slot, 2-0 up at half-time against Wolves, you rubbing your hands together thinking, he's going to get the clean sheet. How many goal bonuses is he going to get?
Yeah.
And then, obviously, they
The
clung
clean
on.
sheet's the big one. Because you lose 2 there, don't you? It's 1 for every goal and 2 for the clean sheet. So you kind of want that clean. I mean, with Villa, that Delap goal was so pointless. It was just like, oh, great. I now don't get the clean sheet. I don't get the win. We all saw that as a home banker. But I think Villa look good. I own Rodgers and Emery, so you can imagine I was fuming because it's like, both those things. But
you had
no, I think I've
Watkins,
seen enough from Villa. Say again.
You had Watkins. You brought in Watkins, didn't you?
I did bring in Watkins, so yeah, I got the 9 points there. And this was a game week. This was a game week of so many forwards delivering a single goal, but getting 2 or 3 bonus, so like 8 or 9 pointers, like Chris Wood, Mateta, Cunha, obviously Watkins. There's more. Who else did? Oh, I can't think if there was one more that got a 9. That's a striker with a lone goal. Everyone's gonna be shouting at their screens. Delap. Yeah,
it
loads.
could have been Delap.
It was, there's Marmoush obviously got a hat trick. So no, it's been good. Like, Beto, he was the other one.
Beto,
Like, loads of them, loads of forwards with big points, but like quite modest, like in terms of, price and stuff. These aren't expensive players. So yeah, where should we get started? I mean, I just mentioned Villa and feel like that's kind of been covered in Villa Ipswich. But I mean, the other big one I think we were all looking at was Bournemouth players.
Yes.
Like I said, and I think most did, if you don't own a Bournemouth mid, buy one. Like, the entry point is the best versus Southampton. They got an unbelievable run. It just came down to which one you pick. And it was quite nice to see in a way. Like Cliver, Semenyo, Dango, 5-5-7. Like they've all returned.
Yeah. No Did you go Dango?
I went Dango. So I
nice.
And again, he does look like, I think, especially after this round, he looks like the best pick.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like that now. And I'm looking at my team and I've only got one Bournemouth mid. And at the moment, when they're sharing points, I'm thinking one isn't enough.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they won't play Southampton every week, but the fixtures are amazing. I mean, you look at the average position map and stuff, like, and the minutes, like Cliver obviously has been brilliant, but Cliver will get some early subs, like 75 minutes, I think it was on Saturday. Dango got like 87, and Semenyo is a 90-minute man. That's the beauty of Semenyo. And actually, Semenyo was really unlucky not to score and did get an assist. He did all the hard work, beat so many men. It would have been one of the goals of the month, and then he fires it high. And that is the problem with Semenyo. He isn't an ice-cold finisher. Even when he takes his penalties, he has to hit him with his laces. So, yeah, Bournemouth are brilliant. And I fancy, like, Bournemouth have got Wolves next. We'll have to speak about the assistant managership later in the show. But when we're looking at potential upsets, Vitor Pereira is one of the potential upsets that will be on the cards in terms of playing a team 5 places or above you or more. And there's not going to be many upset opportunities for bonus. I just can't see Bournemouth losing at home to Wolves. If that was at Molineux, maybe we could punt there. But yeah, we don't have many choices with the assistant manager chip next week. If you're interested, like me, in the risk of a chasing a bonus.
Yeah, and we're going for a cheeky early record on this because the one that I fancy as potential bonus is Ipswich at home to Spurs. But Spurs
but
need
not
to
be 5 places, is it?
It is if Spurs beat United as we're recording.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, look, let's just say that then. If Spurs do beat United, both of us are interested in McKenna because I am too. I just need the bonus.
Yeah. I'm really torn on assistant manager.
So because you've got Slot, you can go to an Arteta or a Pep or stay with Slot. I don't. I've got Emery and I've got 0.4 in the bank. So I've got 1.2 million to spend. I cannot get to the 1.5 guys without a hit. And I'm very happy chasing bonus anyway. So it's Potter to beat Arsenal? Surely not. Ideally for me, it's McKenna. Like, that's who I want to go with. I'm just not sure I'm trust Spurs to beat United. But everyone's watching this after, so I won't talk about that too much. Come on, Spurs.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned Pereira, didn't you?
Yeah, and I that's why I wanted to watch Wolves carefully today. Yeah. And we're recording this on Sunday. And look, Wolves were good against Liverpool, but I've also watched Bournemouth this weekend, and they're a different beast at the minute.
Yeah, and that's where I'm looking at going. Bournemouth, home to Wolves. I feel like I'm looking through the fixture list, and I'm thinking, who do I fancy? I'm looking at the home teams to start off with. Leicester at home to Brentford, no. Yeah. Everton at home to United, no. Arsenal at home to West Ham.
Expensive.
I don't trust Arsenal. with the attackers that they've got out at the minute. Bournemouth at home to Wolves. Bournemouth are in fine form. I
And
only own
Iraola's how
5
much?
at. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I can afford him.
Oh yeah, he's 1.1, so I can afford him.
Yeah, Fulham Palace, unpredictable. Ipswich Spurs, if there's the bonus, you could go there. Southampton Brighton, don't trust Southampton to beat Brighton. Villa Chelsea, anything could happen. Newcastle Forest, anything could happen. City Liverpool, anything could happen.
What about, you said Southampton Brighton? What about Brighton? I know they're the away team, but Hersler.
He did very well last game week, but then they'd lost 7-0 to Forest. So how can you trust them?
They've just beaten Chelsea twice on the bounce, if you include the FA Cup game. That game against Forest was weird. Like, I watched that, and it was a strange selection from Hers. I think he's learned his lesson. He played João Pedro and Rutter as dual number 8s, with Hinsel the only one holding. It was weird. But Southampton are so bad. And if we're talking about potential clean sheets and potential goals, I would argue Brighton have a better chance of a clean sheet than Bournemouth, because look, Bournemouth should win, but Wolves aren't bad. They've just scored against Liverpool at Anfield. Like, I expect Wolves to score. And if we're talking about ceiling, who can go and score 4, I fancy Brighton off the back of what they've been doing of late more than Bournemouth, I think. But yeah, I also like Iraola. I like Hersler and McKenna if bonus is an option.
Tricky, isn't it?
The thing is, McKenna, we'd be going McKenna because Spurs are beating United. Well, if they beat United, maybe they go into the Ipswich game actually looking a little bit better. Would we want to back against Spurs?
Yeah, because United are terrible. And Spurs away are not the same as Spurs at home. Spurs have got players coming back now, though, haven't they? I know they're not quite there yet, but yeah.
Vicario's starting in goal now is great news for Spurs.
Yeah.
He's back. So yeah, okay. So assistant manager is going to be. Do you think you'll go for a bonus option then, Holly? It sounds like you probably will, because a lot might play safe with Arteta at home.
I feel like going Bournemouth is playing safe. I think that's where I'm good. That's the fixture that I fancy. That's like my gut feel. I need to update my form versus fixture charts, don't I? Or I need to update my form charts, because that could very much shape that assistant manager.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Not done it yet.
It's going to be fun. I have enjoyed the chip. Have you?
Yeah, I think so, but only because it's gone well for me. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't.
Could have gone very differently. Like,
yesterday.
We've not spoke since the Merseyside derby, have we? Because we recorded before that midweek game last week, and things were in the balance, weren't they? Like, the fact that Moyes nicked the draw and ended up with a 10-pointer from that second fixture was lovely. But I'm sure I said on this pod where we were discussing assistant manager that could easily be a 2-2 that game, and that's exactly what it was.
Fair, good call. Yeah. It's yeah.
There's a lot of points. I mean, the green arrows keep coming in for me.
Come on, where are you? You're flying.
I think I'm about 30k at the minute.
Come on, Hull.
And it 3 weeks ago, I was at 140k.
You're smashing it. Well played. I'm not at that rank. I've just checked my rank because we're recording for the first time this game week. And we're recording this after 9 of the 11 games. I've just checked my rank, and I'm on a red arrow. I hate
seriously.
Rank
how? You went Emery, didn't you?
I went Emery, and I took a -4. I'm only on a red arrow by a couple of points, but I'm on a red arrow, and I took a -4. So yeah, I'm on 1.2. But yeah, do you know what? I think Emery's going to get something. I think Emery's going to get a draw against Slot. Yeah, I do.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, okay. Other big games of the weekend to touch on. Arsenal Ipswich, by the way, because you mentioned Arsenal and not trusting them. Sorry, Arsenal Leicester.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in backing Arsenal like attackers. People are talking about Moreno as like, well, do you punt on him because he's a 6 million midfielder? He came on with 13 minutes to go and scored 2 goals. I'm sorry. We have no idea if he's going to start. Like, and even if he does, Arteta could change it after one game and they'll go, no, that's a failed experiment. He's spoken about Calafiori even playing up there. Like, clearly he wants a number 9 who's like a presence. Havertz is that guy. Moreno said post-match he hasn't played up front since under 8s. And he also said he only found out the morning of. It wasn't like they've been working on it in training. It was the morning of, we might need a plan B. You might go up top in the late if things are awkward. But coming off the bench at 0-0 with 10 minutes to go and be a presence up front is very different to starting a Premier League game and doing it for 80 minutes or 90 minutes. And let's see. I'm surprised so many are looking at Moreno. Like, let's not just assume he's going to start scoring hat-tricks every week. And you would argue without the likes of Saka and Havertz and Jesus and Martinelli, they're lacking a lot of firepower anyway. So how much service is there going to be for him? Like, they've just scraped through versus Leicester. It was 0-0 for a very long time in that football match.
It wasn't a great game either. I think people are bored. People are looking at this like as potential move. Where are you at with Chelsea, by the way?
Oh, good Lord. You cannot sell Cole Palmer because of those 27 and 28 fixtures. It's Southampton.
So you've just got Palmer, yeah?
I've got Enzo, but he's always on my bench. I don't start him. He's my attacker.
Yeah. Villa away, Southampton at home, Leicester at home, Arsenal away in blank game week 29. 63% owned. I think when you don't need the money, it's hard to justify selling him because he could easily pick up another 10-pointer in a game that they don't even win.
Yeah, it's just the Southampton-Leicester games will be games where Chelsea win and we'll have the ball. We'll have 70% of possession and Palmer will be looking like $1 million again because it's the two best fixtures you could ask for. So I don't.
And he could play the 9.
Yeah, exactly. But after those fixtures, I'll be getting weird. Like, I mean, he plays in 29, so it's awkward. But I need to see Chelsea. I need to see a complete turn of form from the team, and I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. I mean, I've got Enzo, who I'm kind of keeping on my bench until game week 29 because he has a fixture. But what's the point if it's only a 2-pointer, which is all it's going to be? I'm very happy swapping Enzo for I can't reach a Bournemouth mid.
I hate the whole game week 29 thing. Like, it's already messing with my head already.
Are you looking at a free hit, possibly?
No. So I've got 8 players at the moment. Obviously, I'm going to have to use my transfer in 26, my free transfer on a manager. But I still got 3 transfers that I can use to get to 11 in 29. Like, 29 is normally the big blank game week, but it's not a big blank game week because it's just the League Cup final, isn't it? But I've got
it is for me
2 Liverpool players.
I've got 3.
2 Villa players.
I've got 2.
1 Palace, 2 Newcastle. No, I've got 3 Villa players because I've got Konza on my bench injured as well.
I see, Holly, for you, you've got the same as me. I've also got Rico Lewis and Enzo who will play, but pretty much dead assets, although maybe Rico Lewis isn't. I do think 29 free hit is an option for managers like us. We don't have to commit to it yet. We just roll our transfers until 28, 29, and then we look at it and go, have we seen enough from the Manchester teams to go if free hit is worth it? Because, for example, if you're free hitting in 29, you're probably going triple Man City and you're probably going triple Man United. Now, to do that, we need to see Man United win some football matches. They play Leicester, Man City play Brighton at home. But when you look at the free hit 29, it's not an easy one to pick because there's very few options in terms of big upside. I mean, you could go Forest versus Ipswich, get Chris Wood in. If you're me, who doesn't own him. But other than that, like Arsenal play Chelsea. Bournemouth play Brentford. Again, 2 teams we like for FPL options are Brentford and Bournemouth. They play each other.
Yeah, but Bournemouth are at home, aren't they?
Yeah, to be fair, if I was on free hit, I'd probably go triple Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
And Brentford aren't usually the best away, although they won yesterday away. So, yeah, I'm not ruling out free hit 29, but I mean, you've got to think when else are you going to use your free hit? And obviously, there's 2 big double game weeks. You could use it on one of them. You and I have both used assistant manager. We've both used triple captain. The template chip strategy for us is to dead end in 29, although we're going to be taking hits to field 11. We wildcard in 30. We then in 33 bench boost because it's the biggest double of the season. And we've got a fresh wildcard team, so bench boosting won't be a problem. We'll have 15 players, probably all playing twice. And then we free hit in the blank of 34 or the double of 36, whichever looks better. But
it's
36
tricky.
might not be a very big double, and 34 might not be a very big blank. And we might look back and go, we could have used our free hit in 29 and saved the wild card. If we use our free hit in 29, we don't have to use the wild card. We use free transfers to get to a bench boost in 33, and then we use our wild card later in 34 or 5.
Or you could wild card in 32 for the little double. It depends.
Yes, but we've already got
what the
Newcastle.
blank looks like.
We've already got double Newcastle.
Yeah, I've got double Newcastle.
And Palace, we've already got one of those. We wouldn't need it in 32. You not got Manoz?
No. I don't know, but the thing I don't like at the moment, I've got no free transfers, have I?
Nor have I. And we're about to use one on a manager as well.
But we have to think about the fact that playing these chips this season is completely different because you can hold transfers to it. Yeah. I think even not having to make that decision on free hit 29 until 29 because you can rack up your transfers regardless and you've still got them after. It's such a luxury.
We're going to get to 29 and let's say we'll both have 2 free transfers. We can use these 2 free transfers and field 9 or 10 players. Or we used a free hit and coming out of it, we're going to have 3 free transfers and then probably 4, 5, 6 ahead of a 32 or 33 bench boost. Or was it 5? Sorry, it's capped at 5. And we will get that bench boost team in 33 that most of wildcarders have got. Because we'll have 5 free transfers. We won't use a wildcard in that window, but we'll use 5 frees. The wildcarders won't have any frees.
Is there anyone that's got transfers at the moment? I feel like there's been a lot of hits flying, so I'm going to guess no. I feel like I've landed as nicely as I could at these 2 doubles, even though I've kind of swapped about my Liverpool triple ups in the meantime.
Yeah. I really don't know if I'm going to free it in 29. It just comes down to, do I think there is enough? Do I think I need that free hit around the 34 to 36 window, that blank and that double? Because the 34 blank is probably the fixtures that miss out, probably then double in 36. Some will go to 33, most go to 36. So you can't have a team that's set up well for 34 and for 36. That is why you want a free hit in one of those weeks. But if you have a wild card in that window, you can. You could dead end in 34, wild card in 35, and then you've got a nice little 4-game stretch to the end of the season.
It's appealing, isn't it? I think we just need to stay flexible at this point, don't we?
Yeah.
But I know I'm not making a transfer this week because I need to make a manager one. And then if I've only got 1 free transfer next week, unless I really need to use one, I'm not going to because I want to stack my transfers up.
And Holly, look, you and I are in a bit of a unique position. Sounds like you've got 7 players not playing in 29.
Yeah.
I think it was 7. I've got 8.
Right.
Most have 5 or 6 not playing, and therefore they can get to 11. Yeah. You and I don't. We've got 7, 8. And because of that, you could question, they're all going to be selling Isak or Lewis Hall or Gordon, like Newcastle or Manoz. Palace and Newcastle have got great fixtures other side of 29 and just before it. I don't want to sell those players. Liverpool players. People are going to be selling Liverpool players. Well, Liverpool have a good fixture either side of the blank.
That's the thing. You look at the players you need to sell. You're going to have to sell 3, 4 of these names to get 11 out, aren't you?
Yeah, and
then buy them back.
They're players for good teams. They're good FPL assets. Newcastle players are great. I know they've just lost. Liverpool players are great. Palace players are really good at the minute. And then who's the other team? There's one more team. Villa players. Again, you've got 3. I've got 2. I don't really want to sell Rodgers and Watkins.
No, I've got value in them as well.
Yeah, and Brentford at Watkins against his old club. Chelsea next week is fine for Villa. I don't know. We'll have FOMO because everyone else will have a free hit up their sleeve for that blank and double in 34-6. We won't. But we will have a wild card and we will have free transfers. Everyone else is going to wild card in 30. Can you get to that wild card team in 33 for the bench boost like all the wild carders with 5 frees? Probably. Because they'll all be wildcarding back in Salah and back in Isak. We wouldn't have sold them.
Yeah, because if people are going like Haaland and Triple City, you're going to have to sell Palmer, Salah to afford it, aren't you?
Isak. You're not keeping Salah and Isak. One's going to go.
Am I right in saying that we don't know what 34 looks like until after 29?
Yeah, 30 after 30, yeah, or around 30, yeah.
Do we
That'd
get,
be another bit.
there is an FA Cup weekend between 27 and 28, isn't there?
Yeah,
That
we
gives
know
us,
it. We know a little bit more, but we won't know any certainty in terms of fixtures. But we'll know a little bit more with percentage chances.
but then the fixtures that we know that we have got in 34 isn't like Liverpool in Spurs Liverpool. Am I right in saying that?
No, Liverpool don't have a double now.
Yeah, but haven't they got a fixture in the blank?
Oh, maybe. No, it's the blank's not 34 though, is it? The blank's 30. Is the blank 34? Yeah. Sorry, it is 34. Yeah.
Come towards a chip strategy.
No, it is 34, yeah.
Yeah, blank game week, but Liverpool play Spurs that week and Chelsea play Everton.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Keep your Liverpool players. Why'd you sell them? Yeah, you're right. The fixtures we know go ahead in the blank of 34 are exactly that. It's Liverpool, Spurs, it's Chelsea, Everton. There's also going to be a ton of other fixtures. There will be some blanks, but there won't be a huge amount of them. We'll know more after that FA Cup round, but like you said, around 27-8. But yeah,
I think you're talking me into free hit 29.
I don't. Do you know what? I don't even want to talk myself into. I'm not committing to it. So please don't watch this, guys, and go, "Oh, Gianni's going to free hit in 29." I don't know what I'm doing, but I just think there's merit to holding very good players. I need to see something from United to free hit in 29 and see an upside there. You've got to go against who people will buy. No one's going to own Man United players for Leicester. If you see something from Man United before that and you can go triple United against Leicester and they do produce a result, could be tasty. Where do you want to go to next, Hall?
Shall we talk about Ahmad?
Ahmad replacements, yeah. I mean, there's loads of mids. Just go to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy any of them. I've seen a lot of purchases of Matoma and Waneri among the top 5 most transferred in.
I don't like it for Waneri. I really don't.
No, I don't.
I just think he's a transfer out waiting to happen because when Saka's back in the team and Martinelli's fit, and that's not that long away. And I just think Arsenal won't score enough goals.
Yeah, I agree. What about,
really differential? Smith Rowe's an option at 5.2. Minter at 5. Kevin Schade of Brentford. Like, these guys are like 1% owned. You could punt. Yeah,
because like Matoma is 6.3. And I still don't think I can trust Brighton or Matoma. Like, Matoma's only had 10 goal involvements this season, and 4 of them have come in the last 5 game weeks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the goal was ridiculous.
Yeah,
one of the all-time great Premier League goals, has to be said.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
Monster. We haven't spoken, Holly, about Trent, by the way. Coming off to lock in the clean sheet just before Wolves score.
That.
Isn't that the stuff dreams are made of?
Yeah, and now you can be confident that he starts against Villa as well because he's had his early sub.
Yeah, we wanted that, didn't we? That was perfect. Yeah. Other big headlines in terms of disappointments, Holly. Anyone stand out for you? Who's the biggest troll of the week? I'm going to say it's Emery.
Yeah, I think it's got to be.
All the Moyes owners went Emery. I know you didn't, but the vast majority did. And Morgan Rogers part of that with his XG of 0.82. It's like, so many me own Emery and Rogers.
Trolls of the week, Emery Rogers.
Definite trolls.
I mean, I was so nearly on that Emery train, but as soon as that Konza picked up that injury, I was like, I don't want to be Emery.
You do on Wednesday night when Villa get the win.
I mean, if we just compare the trajectories of our seasons, everything is landing for me and nothing is landing for you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say slot mops all the points.
At some point, I'm like, it'll turn round, Gianni. You know, you can only have bad luck for so many weeks. No, this is just a write-off season, and my bad luck's going to continue. Next season will be different, though. I'll get lucky.
Are you already looking forward to 2025-26?
Honestly, I'm done this season. I'm completely done. I mean, watch my content, sure. Hopefully, it's still as valuable. But in terms of my own personal team, I'm done. I'm there to give you a lot of advice. I'm not there for myself, and I'm willing to take I'm not going to make silly decisions, but certainly don't copy my moves. Let's just say that. I'm chasing.
I love it. I mean, your FPL strategy is very different from mine anyway.
Anyway, and now it's even looser.
But then, like, I really don't feel like I've done anything special this season at all.
I don't think I've done anything really
But I
bad.
think I have had a lot of luck, and I think you've had a lot of terrible luck. But I do feel like, I know I've said it all season, but my form versus fixture charts, normally I get bored updating them after the first 10 weeks of the season. And that's when things go downhill.
Served you well. I have made a couple of howlers this year. I've not owned Chris Wood, Holly. Chris Wood has scored
goals.
Over 40% of his attempts on goal have gone in.
This is crazy. Form of his life, and he's not getting any younger either, is he?
Overperformance, though, is ridiculous. He's a joke right now in terms of clinical finishing. So, yeah, that's where we're at, guys. If you've got a question, by the way, around your chips, if anyone's got a different chip strategy to the two we discussed, we mentioned the template one, and 90% of you are going to do that. You're going to dead end, you're going to wildcard in 30, blah, 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 whatever. Great. I might do that too. If you've got any other funky chip strategies, hit them up in the comments. Let us know. Yeah, I feel like we've gone through the big headlines. I mean, decisions this week, Holly. Are you looking to make a transfer as well as manager, or like, because I've got an Enzo spot, but if I was to bring in, let's say I was bringing in Kevin Schade for Enzo as a punt because I like Brentford and blah blah blah. I told you I was playing loose. If I do that, I give myself a benching headache, and I have to bench. Well, I have to bench Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is a very good player to own versus Chelsea, I think. So I just don't want to do that, and that would be on a 4-point hit. So what I'm likely to do is just a manager transfer, and then be flexible to that free hit by hopefully rolling.
Yeah. Do I play Morgan Rogers or Jacob Murphy? Chelsea at home v Forest at home.
Well, Barnes is back on the bench as of this weekend, so Murphy's minutes are going to be reduced a tad. He will still start, but you might get earlier subs from Murphy. See how Rodgers plays against Liverpool, but I think Chelsea are so bad. I'd play more.
I've got Watkins and Rodgers and Cole Palmer in that game.
They could combine for a goal, though. And Rodgers and Cole Palmer are bezzers, right? They grew up together playing for England under 15s. They played together at the City Academy. They both do the celebration. That's because they're best mates. Rodgers versus Palmer will be a bit of a battle in that game. It should be cool. They'll be desperate to beat each other. So go Rodgers.
What happened in the reverse fixture? I always like to look that up as well.
Yeah, you do. You like that, don't you?
3-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, but we were good then. We were good at the start.
Then Palmer goal, Palmer assist, 14-pointer.
Yeah, we were great. We're so bad now.
Those were the days, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
And Wolves, Bournemouth beat Wolves 4-2 at Molineux. That's the game that I'm looking at for assistant manager.
There we go.
Who are you looking at again?
Possibly Spurs McKenna, but if not, I like Hersler versus Southampton.
1-1, the reverse fixture.
Oh, what? Come on, Brighton. You're so hot and cold.
That was a Friday night game, and I feel like loads of people had loads of Brighton assets. I think it was like a João Pedro. João Pedro is going to do amazing, and he blanked.
I remember that. I think I just bought him in.
Everyone was like, "Oh, I've got to buy João Pedro this week because it's the Friday night game, and I don't want to go without him."
Pretty good, yeah. I do remember that game well. Holly, last week I said about for our parenting hack. Let's move on to parenting. I was going to report back on the party.
Oh yeah.
9 a.m. start. I was like, this is a cheat code. You haven't got to supply lunch, and you said to me,
"There'll be lunch.
You'll be having your chicken nuggets at 11 o'clock." And absolutely called it. It was 9 to 11. At 10 o'clock, we left soft play to go to our private room. And actually, we had lunch at 10 o'clock and then half an hour of soft play again from 10:30 to 11. And then it will see you later. I couldn't believe it. It was brilliant. Like,
Was you mopping up the leftovers? Because I've seen that you're a human dustbin.
There was loads of leftovers. It was great. And all the parents were stood around and sort of didn't touch one. And I was like, a sandwich or anything. And I dived straight in. And then I've got a picture of Gaia at the table, of before and after. Before, she sat with all of her friends. There's 20 of them around the table. After, the entire room is empty. There's still a ton of food on the table. And Gaia's still sat there. It's so sweet.
She's your
she's
girl,
like me.
isn't
She'll
she?
just keep eating. So yeah, that was loads of fun. But I feel like you said you've got a party soon.
So it was Bobby's birthday on
Last
Friday.
Week,
yeah,
okay.
A little Valentine's babe. Parenting hack number 1: if you have more than one child, you have to get the sibling an unbirthday present.
Right. I used to get that with my sister. Yeah.
Just to alleviate any dramas. At Bobby's school, if it's your birthday, you get to wear your own clothes. So of course, Billy wanted to wear her little dress as well, just to match Bobby, but she's only in nursery, so I was like, yeah, you can.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, we've had a full-on birthday weekend. We had the in-laws over for party tea on the evening. It's awkward having a Valentine's birthday because lots of people don't want to socialise with you because they're having their Valentine's thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You don't want to go out because it's dead expensive. And then the grandparents bought Bobby a new bike for a birthday. So today we went up Cleethorpes, which is like 10 minutes in the car, and had like a 3-mile bike ride along the seafront arcades and stuff, which was good. And soft play. So yeah, we've had a full-on birthday weekend.
That is an absolute winner. I love that. Yeah, I'm going to definitely be doing. We're away in Italy for Guy's birthday this year because she's due.
That'll be
cute.
Get
back to the end of the month, so we might actually skip a party this year. I said let's do it when we get back. And
they are expensive. I would skip them. We did Bobby's bedroom for her birthday as well, which she's absolutely loved. So I feel like she's turned 6 and I've lost her to her bedroom. She's like, I'm just going to go to my bedroom. Like, we've made it a bit more grown up. She's got like a little desk in there and stuff. And she's loving life, sorting out all her bits and bobs.
Very cute.
So cute.
I'm dreading Gaia being old enough to do all of that because she's growing up too fast. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to like seeing her so independent and stuff.
Yeah. Pros and cons. I feel like I'm all right because it's always like, oh well, Billy's still small and cute.
I know you've got the good balance there. See, I don't, but yeah, it's gonna be painful when Guy gets big for me.
Yeah. Your first, so your lasts at the same time. You're like, don't grow. She's got this new bike though, Bobby, as well. It's massive. It's like a proper bike with gears and everything.
Oh God, really?
It barely fits in the car.
Yeah.
Like you've got
your little girl, not so little.
No, she's definitely not. She's massive.
All right. Let's be back. Let's be back next Sunday. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. On your way out, hit all the buttons. Like, subscribe, rate, all that jazz. No matter what platform you're watching on, share it with your friends. But yeah, Holly, I'll let you close us out.
Yeah. Hopefully the end of the double game week 25 is a good one. Obviously, it's going to be divided for us too because we're on different managers. But I hope you get some green arrows. A normal game week. Feels nice to be back into normality for a little bit. See you again next week.
Yeah. See you later, team.